This next installment is going to be about Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes and his philosophy. Thomas Hobbes believed in what's called the state of nature. Okay? Even though other philosophers didn't agree with him, like what's his name? Rene Rousseau. Rousseau didn't believe in the state of nature the same way Hobbes did. Because when Hobbes described the state of nature, he's talking about, said human beings was born in the state of nature, where in the state of nature we are violent. Everything belongs to everybody. Nobody owns anything. When on the other hand, Rousseau believed that the state of nature was a lot more calm and a lot more where people had more, per se, self-pity and much more agreeable. And it seemed like most of the philosophers think that that's on that level, and that, you know, Rousseau didn't mean, and I'm coming that Thomas Hobbes didn't mean that, you know, people was cavemen. But that's what I think he meant. Over the years now, we have come, you know, from all the things that we've discovered, okay, I can see that, you know, that more likely he probably did think, that's probably what he's talking about, that people were cavemen. And we found the evidence. You can't dispute evidence. We found cave paintings. We found bones of cave people. We found all kinds of stuff that proved that we came from a prehistoric state. You know, we lived in cave. We didn't have no laws. We didn't have no rules. We didn't have no religion. We had nothing. You know, so therefore, obviously, it was a state of nature that we evolved from. And so that right there proved Hobbes to be right. You know, so let's talk about some of the things that Hobbes believed. Hobbes believed that in the state of nature, everything belongs to everyone, and you have rights. You have the right to everything. You have the right to kill. You have the right to survive. Because he believed there's two main things. One is you'll never harm yourself, and two, you'll do anything to survive. Okay, so therefore, killing is okay. You know, and he's not saying, I don't think he's walking around saying just kill everybody just for the hell of it. What he's saying is okay to kill to survive, whether to eat, whether to make sure your family survive, things like that. And that goes right back to the basic nature of not only humans but everything else, that you must do whatever you need to do to protect your species, to make sure your species, your family strive. Okay, so that's why you have the fight or flight response that's built into everything that's living. You're either gonna fight, are you going to run? Once you sit down and you deduce the situation that you're in, is it logically for me to fight to survive, or is it more logical for me to run away? That's a fight or flight that's built into everything that's living, not only humans, but also animals as well. Okay? So, you know, so therefore, you have some, then that means if you have to kill, you have to kill. And that comes right out of the state of nature, way back from before we formed societies and got rules and religion and everything like that. Okay, so, you know, so therefore, you know, you have to kill. You have to kill. So there's really nothing wrong with killing, because if you look at it, everything on this earth, it kills something or another. And this is the way that the earth, that's Mother Nature, that whatever you want to call it, God, you know, whatever you want to call it, made it. This way that we can regulate everything. People say, oh, I wish there was no death. You know, if there was no death. But you can't. Because if there was no death, then there'd be people still living now that will live way back in the 14th, 15th, 12th century. There'd be cave people walking around right now. The earth would be overpopulated. Starvation, all kind of things. People would be living in misery. That's why there's death, to balance out everything else. And that's why every single thing on the earth eats something else. That's his job. And that's why I don't think that we could ever destroy the earth as humans unless we blow the earth apart with some big old bomb. And then I think years and billions of years after we've done the earth will reconstitute itself. Because even when we get rid of one certain kind of animal or something, guess what? The earth produces something else to take the place of that. That's why sometimes we find other species. We are finding new species and everything like that, because when one thing leaves, something else takes its place. Because that's just how it is. That's just how it is. The snake eat the little rodent. The rodent eat another little something smaller than that. The lion eat the grizzly. Eat the deers. The deers eat the plant. That's just the way of balance. And we, at the top of the food chain as humans, we kill everything because that's our job, to relate to regulate everything. That's our job. Okay? And who regulates us? Nature. Mother Nature regulates us because Mother Nature is the highest of all. Nature, God, whatever you want to call it, that's what regulates us. By floods, hurricanes, tidal waves, cancer, and the 500 different types of diseases that we can catch and die and everything like that. That's how we are regulated. Okay? That's how we are, we as to be the top of the food chain are regulated mainly because something have to regulate. If we weren't regulated, we would also overpopulate the earth. And that's why. So if you think about it, that's why death is so. It's not something bad. It's something to live with because it's part of life. And in certain parts of the Bible, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know my Bible well because I'm not going to say I do because I am not a religious person. But I've heard many times it says at one point, either the Lord or someone says, I am the beginning and the end. I am the Alpha and the Omega. And everybody take that to look and see, say, well, this is what it meant. That's what it meant. Well, I look at it and this is what I think it meant. I believe, who said it? Who said I am the Alpha and the Omega? Who is the Alpha and Omega? People say it's God, it's this and that. Okay, well, fine. If you want to say it's God. I believe the Alpha and Omega refers to death. Why? You say, Dwayne, why? Why does poet? Why does this? Why is this? Why does it refer to death? Because if you think about it, how does life begin? Life begins with the sperm of the male reaching out and impregnating the female, the egg. And then what happened to that sperm once it impregnates egg? It dies. So in order for the egg to gain life, the sperm must die. So that is the beginning. And then when that egg evolves, becomes a human or a baby or an animal or whatever it becomes, and at the end of its life, guess what happened? It dies again. So therefore, death is in the beginning and death is in the end. So when it says, I am the beginning and the end, the beginning and the end, he who says that, or whatever says that, mean that thing is death itself. It is the beginning and the end. Think about it. I'm just asking you to think logical. I'm not saying that everything I'm saying is right. And you could disagree with me. You could post something, give me your feedback or whatever. But I'm just asking you to think logically, okay? And I'm not saying I'm right. That's my opinion, my philosophy, okay? And that's what, and that's kind of what Hobbes is talking about, that we came out of this nature, where the nature was the animals, run free, everything is yours. You got to kill to survive. You got to do what you need to be. And out of nature, we sprang societies where we gave up our rules and our rights. As Hobbes said, we gave up our rights to be able to live peaceful and safety in society. And when society got created, so did religion, so did the rules and regulations and everything else. But so to say, killing has to be a part of life. Nobody's saying going around just kill everybody and kill people just for the hell of it. But when you kill for survival, then there's nothing wrong with it, like every animal. And you say, and did they say thou shalt not kill? Well, maybe it should have said thou shalt not kill just for the hell of it, because then you could say if you kill this, you can't go to heaven or wherever, if there's a heaven or a hell. We'll talk about that also later on. But then you're going to say there's no animals in heaven because every single animal will kill. And when you step on a bug or whatever, you kill. When you see a spider and you're scared and you hit that spider, you kill. So therefore, you are killing. Why? Why did you kill a spider? Because you're scared. And your self-survival's instinct jump in and say, if that spider might bite me, I might die, or I might get my food or whatever. So your self-survival instinct jump in and you kill it. A mosquito bites you, right away, you don't think about it. You just slap him, kill him, he's dead. Think about it.